Hi, folks. Welcome back to The Pulse. I'm Marcel. Today, I'm going to talk about a study that was released last week showing that about 2/3 of all NMN sold on Amazon is fake or far below the levels that are claimed on the bottle. I've experienced tremendously positive results taking NMN, resveratrol, and a few other supplements, adjusting my diet, and adjusting my exercise and sleep habits. So that was an interesting thing because I sat here seeing this kind of blow up a bit on the internet and going, well, that's what I was talking about over 4 months ago when I made my video. So it's kind of interesting that now it's sort of become this more mainstream story. But then I saw that the underwriter of the study was a company called Chromadex. Chromadex is a manufacturer of NR, which is a competing molecule with NMN. So the questions start to come up. Why did they single out NMN for this study? Aren't there other fake supplements being sold on Amazon? Why is it only that NMN that kind of matters? But even that being the case, I still think ultimately this is a good thing. And it's a good thing that Chromadex did. It's a brilliant marketing strategy because they muddy the waters around the competing substance and they expose something that is actually very much appreciated. I think everybody out there can appreciate this study because it just confirms what we've already been finding out and suspecting. But it's sort of like, telling us, all right, what we already know. So what I'd like to do is ask, well, why not test NR as well? Why, or did you fund that study too and you just didn't publicize it? Because that would be just as interesting to find out how much NR that they're competing with, by the way, that is being sold that is fake, which is the reports that I'm getting from other people that have tested some of the NR that's out there on Amazon as well. Stop and look at it this way. Amazon and the companies making fake NMN have essentially a money printing machine. And if you have a money printing machine, why would you stop at one denomination of money? Like, why would you just print 50s when you could print 20? Because they would just stop accepting 50s for a while until they cleared it up. So, of course, you'd print hundreds and you'd print 20s and other denominations. If you're selling fake products, why would you stop at those letters, NMN? Why would you not sell anything? I mean, you have a money printing machine. In other words, this is just a plastic bottle with a label on it, some letters on it, some claims on the back that are all phony, and some pills inside that maybe won't hurt you, hopefully, but they certainly won't help you and they're cheap. This product that they're pitching is expensive. So apparently Chromadex and even David Sinclair is lobbying the FDA to get involved. Why would you stop at NMN? First of all, I don't think the FDA is going to do anything because this is a money printing machine. The first rule of a money printing machine is the first instruction in the manual. I don't know if you know, there's a manual when you get a money printing machine. It's never turn off the money printing machine. You could just always leave it on. This is the ink and you just keep generating money. Lobbyists work for companies with money printing machines. And lobbyists usually tend to get their way in places like Washington. So why is Amazon unabated in the way they're able to sell supplements around the world? The FDA can't stop them or will not stop them unless there's a lynch mob, unless there's enough uproar. But they can be stopped. Case in point, I went up the other day, actually after this study came out, and I checked for NMN Max again because I'd complained, and I know that other people have complained about this brand and others selling NMN on Amazon. Well, Amazon.de, the last time I checked, no longer sells NMN Max. Yay, victory lap. Let's go. They no longer are selling it. It's no longer on their platform. It appears that we made enough noise and that's what makes me suspect that my video, because I specifically mentioned Amazon.de, that possibly in Germany, enough authorities got wind of things and stopped the sale of this. So this study that Chromadex funded is a good thing. I believe that because ultimately Spreading the message allows us to talk about the topic, and we are the ones that can slow down or stop the sale of fake supplements on Amazon. We're the only ones that really can, because we can simply stop ordering it. Just stop buying it. That's how you stop fake supplements. I don't believe that NMN should be singled out for corporate reasons, that they're singling it out because there are companies selling pure NMN. I don't think Amazon, personally, should be allowed to sell supplements at all, because if they stop this brand, all you have to do is change the label, make it an orange label, and change the letters. And then you just leave the contents the same. You don't even need to take the pills out. They're fake anyway. You can put any letters on here. So if they stop letting you sell NMN, you just change the label and keep on printing money. So that doesn't stop anything. It seems like Chromadex has found through their study that there are multiple companies, many companies, the top selling company. They tested 22 brands. 2/3 of those are selling either fake, no NMN, or reduced amounts. In often cases, trace amounts of NMN in the products. So they've exposed Amazon. Well, a CEO from a company that sells NMN says they tested several brands of NR that were sold on Amazon, non-Chromadex brands, and they're also fake. So what's the common thread? The common thread is, again, Amazon. So the only way to stop it is to apply some oversight within the distribution network, which is the marketplace, in this case, Amazon, which says we're just a marketplace, we have no control over it. Well, if you have no control over what's being sold in your marketplace, should you be allowed to sell it? Should you be allowed to get your 20% profit on things that are sold when you have no oversight? When you admittedly say, well, this is the companies, this is not us. And guess what? Most Americans, when you go to see the company that's listed, yes, they list the company, but it's literally Chinese characters in many cases. And so we can't read that. And they certainly don't translate it for us. And I wish you luck trying to contact those companies directly and question them on the legitimacy, because I started down that rabbit hole, and I even got led to another company. So Amazon first sent me to the wrong company, then we sent me to another company, which, by the way, the actual Chinese company, I did try to write them, and they didn't even reply. I knew they wouldn't, but I kept checking my email. I even checked my spam folders. They didn't reply at all. And why would they? They got a money printing machine. Why would you, Oh, another interesting tidbit. Why do I still have this bottle? Amazon gave me my money back. And I said, well, the bottle's open and some of the pills are taken. And they said, well, just package up what's ever left and send it back to us. So I did not. And guess what? I still got my money back. And I did not allow them to confiscate the evidence of the fake product that they sold. So I kept it. All right. So I can do more tests on it later. And I found that really interesting. They're just like, give the money back, give the money back. Up to 40% of products in some sectors are returned on Amazon. That's their buffer. They'll just give you your money back. You just put up any fight at all and you're going to get your money back. That keeps everybody happy, keeps people quiet. Only some of us take the fake product after we get our money back and go make videos and talk about it online, because it affects the well-being of other people, and that's really what it boils down to. So I've experienced tremendous results for taking NMN, real NMN, confirmable, verifiable NMN. And ultimately, I am inspired to see more people benefit, but they're not going to benefit if they turn around and can't order it reliably. And that's the main problem of fake NMN, fake products being sold. It's the people that are out there suffering, that are trying to save a little bit of money because, unfortunately, the costs are kind of high. So let's kind of migrate there. Let's segue there. What can we do? Well, one thing that I'd like to do next year is to try to make some supplements available for veterans. So I want to start a program, thinking of calling it Subs for Vets. And veterans specifically suffering from PTSD, we're going to see if NMN, if NAD boosters, they'll have their choice. Ultimately, they can pick NR or NMN. The NAD booster of their choice, if it somehow gives them some relief. And if we can have some success with that program, we can look at expanding it to more veterans. I mean, there are so many of them, and they're like me. They weren't getting relief. They're not getting relief from physicians and pharmaceuticals, right? So let's see if they can get benefits from some supplements. I mean, at this point, there are so many heroes of our country suffering. Why not, try to do something for them that has shown promising results in many people like myself? And I'm sitting here thinking, well, who can we help? And the veterans just come to mind. I am an Air Force veteran, and I have a lot of friends that have suffered from PTSD, and I'd like to get some of these guys some supplements to see if we can get them some help. So again, thank you, Chromadex. Thank you, people. Thank you, Amazon.de, actually, for removing this product and for exposing that this is on the list, by the way. This is on Chromadex list. Now, they list it as below the listed levels, so they must have found some trace amounts of NMN. The lab here in Mainz didn't find any. Maybe there's some small amounts in there. Bottom line is they were on the list. They were exposed by them as well. And so there's some consistency in messaging going on there. This is definitely a brand to avoid. And let's keep up the good fight. Let's keep talking about this topic, and let's continue to find more ways to help people who are aging stay healthier, stay vibrant, stay contributing, and really save trillions of dollars on healthcare expenses by keeping them healthier longer. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.